Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading is not actually even a reading for you. This is a reading for the person on your mind about you. So we are going to see if your person were to get a reading about you, what would the reader tell them? So as you're watching this reading, pretend that you are your person. Pretend that you are your person watching this. Put yourself in the mind of your person, and I am going to be giving a reading about you. So when I'm saying this person is XYZ, this person is blah, 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 I'm actually talking about you. So this is the full breakdown of the reading that we're going to be doing today. We are going to see what a reader would tell them about your energy and your personality. And then we are going to look at the connection from both a 3D and a 5D perspective. So for the 3D, we're going to see what a reader would tell them about your current thoughts and feelings. And for the 5D, we're going to see what a reader would tell them about your energetic and spiritual connection. And I'm going to put timestamps for these just in case you want to skip over one of them. For example, if you haven't met this person yet in the 3D, you might not really feel like this 3D part applies to you and you might want to skip it. Or if you have met this person and you would prefer to just focus on what's going on in the 3D, you might want to skip over the 5D part. It's completely up to you. You could watch one or the other. You could watch both of them, depending on your situation and what you feel will resonate for you. But yes, there will be timestamps if you want to skip ahead any part. And then we are going to see what a reader would tell them about your highest potential together, what a reader would tell them about your journey to union, or just to your desired outcome. And finally, we're gonna see what advice would a reader give them to move forward in this connection. So that is gonna be the reading here on YouTube. And then we also have an extended reading today. So in the extended, we are going back to talking to you. So it's gonna be a reading for you. And we are gonna see if your person were to actually have watched this reading, how would they feel about what was said in the reading? How would they react to the messages? Have they ever gotten a reading about you? Or would they ever get a reading about you? Have they experienced any signs or synchronicities pertaining to you or pertaining to this connection? And if so, what? I forgot to write that. That's very important. So, has your person experienced any signs and synchronicities pertaining to you or this connection? And if so, what was that experience? And then finally, we are going to see any significant timeframes and places pertaining to your union or to your desired outcome with your person. So that's going to be the extended. And then there is also a special offer for this particular extended reading. You know, I always post the extendeds on Vimeo, but today the reading is going to also be available on Patreon, and it's going to be posted the same day that this goes up, March 19th, 2025. So if you are a Patreon member, thank you so much, by the way, you will be able to access the extended reading on a post made on March 19th, 2025. So even if you're watching this a bit after, if you go back to the post from that date, you will be able to watch the extended. Of course, if you are not a Patreon member, you will be able to access this extended on Vimeo as usual. But if you have been considering joining Patreon, this would be a great time to do it, because not only would you get access to this extended, but you will also gain access to over 110 exclusive pick a card readings. I believe the exact number is 113, all for the same price as today's full extended reading. And if you would like to stick around, we would love to have you. There's also 2 new readings that go up every month, and you get to choose the topic for those by leaving your suggestions at the start of every month, and then I make a poll with everyone's suggestions, and it's a great time over there. So if you are considering it, it's a good time to do it. But I'm just grateful to have you here, whether you purchase extended readings or not. Your presence is an amazing support for me just watching these readings. So I'm really, really grateful to have you here, and thank you so much. So that is the full breakdown of today's reading. Let's go into your option selection. There are 4 groups to choose from today, and there's a crystal on top of each to help you pick. I'm going to show you each of these up close one by one, and please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. For my group number 1s, we have Moss Agate. For my group number 2s, we have Flower Agate. For my group number 3s, we have Amethyst. And for my group number 4s, we have Fluorite. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Moss Agate, which we have right here, this is going to be your reading. As you can see, I have quite a few tarot decks here. I felt called today to use a different deck for each part of the reading. By the way, if you would like to know the full breakdown of today's reading and all the different things we're going to be covering, I talked about that in the intro. There will be a timestamp down below if you didn't see that and you would like to. But just before we get into it, take this time to put yourself in the mind of your person, because for today's reading, I am talking to your person about you. So become one with your person. You are them, and you are watching this video and getting messages about you. Okay. Hello, group number 1's person. There was an intuitive message that came up for this group, and it was very, very specific. You are about to have an amazing accomplishment in your life. It feels like you are taking home the gold, you are winning some sort of competition, or you are being selected for something, or you are receiving a very outstanding score or a very outstanding review on something. And your person feels kind of smug about this. Like, I told you, I told you you were gonna get it. I told you you were gonna crush it. It's kind of as if your person believed in you and believed in your ability to succeed more than you did. You may have also thought, oh, they just think I'm gonna get it because they're underestimating how hard it is. No, they knew it was hard. They just knew that you could do it. And you're going to do it. So that concludes the intuitive message. So let's get into the cards. The first thing that we are going to see is a little bit about your person's energy and personality. They are very proud of you. They are more proud of you than you may realize. There is definitely a feeling that they believe in you strongly, and they deeply care about you and think about you more than you may realize. They seem to have a bit of a protective energy over you, and they may even keep you regularly in their prayers, especially praying for your protection and that you are not affected by, I'm hearing the evils of the world, which is maybe an intense way to put it, but I think that this person is acutely aware of the cruelty that exists in this world, and they just really, really hope that you are protected from that you don't have to deal with that. They know that you're resilient enough to deal with it, but they just hope that you don't have to. They hope that that stays away from you. And I do see them casting protective energy over you. They set that intention a lot. And you're always in their thoughts. I'm seeing purple flowers, which I think may be lavender. It kind of looks like lavender, lilac, something like that. This person is very powerful, but their soul is gentle and soft and loving. The greatest gift that you could give them is just your happiness. Your presence is an amazing gift to them too, but as long as you're happy, I feel like that's what this person really wants. I see them bundled up. This could be a person who gets cold easily, or they prefer to wear sort of comfy clothing, or this could be more symbolic that their energy is very cozy and it's like a warm hug. Their energy is like a blanket, a hot cup of tea, hot soup, you know, like it's very nourishing for the soul. And they would love to give you this comfort in person as much as they can, but if not, they're definitely sending you that energy. They have high expectations for you in the sense that they know that you can do great things and they know what you're capable of, but in terms of how you show up for them, it's very like just come as you are, show up however you can, whether that's your 100%, whether if you're not feeling 100%, like I embrace all of it. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry when it comes to this person. Okay, so let's get a couple of cards pertaining to their energy and their personality. We have the Hanged One, which is the Hanged Man. And we have the Moon. Okay, both of these cards, first of all, they're both major arcana. So I do think that this person is in your life for a reason. They likely do play a very significant role already, or they will. This also does make me think of a strong soul connection. I don't think I said this yet. Anyway, both of these cards are related to the energy of Pisces, which is a deeply spiritual sign. This person could, in fact, have strong Pisces in their chart, but you are always on this person's mind. And I do wonder if you are thinking about them a lot too, and sort of feel their energy lingering around you. It almost seems like you have quite a strong subconscious connection. So you could frequently dream about each other or pick up on each other's thoughts, but they just kind of blend so seamlessly into your own. There's also a message about this person being, well, they are likely a very spiritual person. There is that message about them keeping you in their prayers and sending you protective energy. I do think that's something that they do intentionally. So this is someone who really believes in the power of setting intentions, who believes in telepathy, in the ability to send someone a message in a non-physical form. They do feel your presence very strongly around them as well. This could be someone who is artistic. I do feel like this is a highly sensitive and highly empathic person. It's quite likely that not only are they able to pick up on your energy, but they're also, I'm hearing acutely, they're able to acutely pick up on the energies of others around them, and that could be something that is very overwhelming for them. I definitely want to say don't take it personally if you don't hear from this person very frequently, because I do think this is someone who needs more time than the average person, whatever the average person, I don't really know what that means, but they just need more time to ground and to clear their energy field. They're not, like if they have some kind of debris in their energy field, they're gonna really notice that, whereas others might not notice it so acutely. That word keeps coming up, interesting. So they take a lot of extra care into clearing their energetic field, grounding, recharging their social battery. if this person doesn't text you or like message you on social media a lot, it's probably just because they have an aversion to phones and social media in general. It's not like they're avoiding you. They could quite literally be avoiding their phone, because it's like every time they pick it up, there's just some bullshit going on in the world, or it feels overwhelming. Yeah, this is a very sensitive person. This person has a huge heart and is capable of so much love, which I'm hearing is a rarity. Again, a very gentle soul. And this is someone who has a deep appreciation for art. The way it's coming through is that even if it wasn't their preferred genre, they would still have an appreciation for it just because of what it represents, which is like the beauty of human expression and creativity. And they probably do have quite eclectic tastes when it comes to the music they listen to, the books they read, the movies they watch. I feel like they're kind of all over the map. And so it would be very interesting to talk to this person, because it's like they don't, how do I describe this? It's like if you only consume one genre of thing, you might kind of exist in an echo chamber, but I feel like they take in so many different works from so many different time periods, perhaps from different countries, and that informs these very well-rounded and interesting perspectives from them. You likely find that this person is very fascinating to talk to, or you would if this is someone you haven't met in the 3D yet. I think that they have felt for quite some time like a shift is meant to happen in this connection, but they're still kind of waiting on that to happen. It's just like this nagging feeling. And I just saw 1111. It's like this nagging feeling beneath the surface that a big shift is going to happen, but it just doesn't seem to have materialized yet. But I do think that they're being quite patient with that. We mentioned Pisces energy. I also want to mention that these cards are the number 12 and the number 18. So those numbers could be significant. We also have a bird and a rabbit. So year of the rooster. I'm kind of reaching because this is not a rooster, but year of the rooster and year of the rabbit could be significant. So let's get into the 3D and 5D energies. We're going to start with 3D and see your person's current thoughts and feelings about you. Like I mentioned in the intro, if you feel like this part isn't going to apply to you for 3D reasons, or if you just want to skip this part, there's a timestamp down below. You're incredibly inspirational to this person, and I feel like you don't realize that. There's this recurring theme of you kind of not realizing how important and how impactful you have been and continue to be to this person. And I'm picking up for some of you that you might not think that you inspire them because what you do is so different, but it's not really about, for example, they're not inspired because of the nature of your profession or something like that. It's more your character. It's your character. It's your essence. That is what really, really inspires them. And that is what impresses them the most. This person is not really impressed by human stuff, worldly stuff. They're impressed by souls. And your soul is incredibly impressive to them. They look up to you a lot. This could be someone who gets sick frequently or gets tired easily, especially socially. Like they might not have the biggest social battery. Okay, so there's 3. Ooh, wow, okay. I'm not gonna take all of those, but that was interesting. Amidst that explosion, I did see the King of Cups peek out, which is also Pisces. So it might be something different in this deck, but Pisces is how I learned it. So I don't know, man, the Piscean energy is coming through very, very strongly. There could be something, they could have a lot of placements in their 12th house, or maybe there's some synastry, like they have personal planets in your 12th house, or you have personal planets in their 12th house, something like that, because that's just coming up so much. Okay, so the 3D part of this reading, your person's current thoughts and feelings about you in the 3D. Okay, we have, do I take this in reverse? I think I will, just because that's one of the features of this deck. A new outlook, a new option, retreat, clarity, awareness, time to snap out of it, choosing happiness and acceptance. Yeah, that was meant to be reversed. Oh my gosh, it came out again. So yeah, that was meant to be here. Maybe that explosion of cards was the deck being like, why didn't you take this? You were supposed to. Devoted, emotionally mature and balanced, intuitive, compassionate, supportive, and empath. Yeah, that is exactly your person. See, in this deck, it's listed as Scorpio. I learned the kings to be mutable signs, but there's different ways to do it. It doesn't really matter, but I will mention that all of the water signs are here, because we had Pisces with these, and then this is Cancer and this is Scorpio. So there's just a ton of water going on. I don't know if like maybe you have a lot of water in your chart. This could also be a sign of you and your person sharing the same element. Like maybe you both have strong fire, maybe you both have strong air, but it's like the same element that I'm hearing that ties you together. I don't really know what that means. Generally, signs of the same element indicates harmony. So I do think that this person feels you get along very, very well. I'm not surprised to see this message of devoted. I think that this person is emotionally devoted to you, and I'm hearing nothing will change that. They have a sort of loyalty to you, and this is regardless of what your 3D relationship ends up looking like in the future. This might sound kind of intense, but quite literally, like even if you never saw this person again or never talked to them again, they would always have a special place for you in their heart. They would always wish you well. They would always keep you in their prayers. They would always be inspired by you and thankful for the time that you shared together. And I do think this is a sign of emotional maturity. I'm not sure if they were always this way. Maybe they did go through a period that was more like a roller coaster of emotions, but I think they realized that at the end of the day, what matters is that you always have each other and you're never really apart. This is someone who has a high level of awareness to the 5D and to non-physical energies. And so even if you're apart in the 3D, I don't think they really feel apart from you. And I feel like that's an accurate way for them to look at it. I'm also hearing that they're very compassionate to your struggles. So there is no need for you to hide when you are, like I said, when you're not 100%, when you're going through it, when you can't show up exactly how you want to. I feel like they're extremely compassionate to your struggles and they can empathize with them. They maybe even struggle in the same way. I don't know if you have opened up to them about the things that you struggle with, but I think you'd find that they can really, really relate to you and maybe even would be able to emotionally support you through that. This is a very mature and wise person. And then we have this 4 of Cups in the reverse that says clarity, awareness, time to snap out of it, choosing happiness and acceptance. This kind of makes me think back to the Hanged One message where we talked about them feeling like there was this big shift in the connection that was supposed to happen, or this big breakthrough. And at this time, it seems like they don't really feel like that has happened. And I think they've been able to release expectations of anything else happening in this connection and just being thankful for what has been and thankful for what is and thankful for the spiritual bond that will always exist. And I feel like they've reached a place where they will be accepting of any outcome. It's like they're emotionally devoted to you, but they're not emotionally dependent on you, if that makes sense. They've reached quite a good place. So with that being said, let's get into the 5D messages. Once again, if for whatever reason you feel like the 5D messages won't apply to you or you just want to skip them, there's going to be a timestamp down below for that. But now we're going to see your energetic and spiritual connection. Your energetic and spiritual connection. Oh my gosh. It's exactly the same. That's freaky. 4 of Cups in reverse and 2020 on the camera timer. As I'm showing this, the year 2020 could be significant to this connection somehow. Yeah, it's literally the same thing. A new outlook, a new option, retreat, clarity, awareness, time to snap out of it, choosing happiness and acceptance. This is why I like to use different decks sometimes, because then you get these freaky synchronicities of cards repeating. So the place that they've reached where they're able to just be grateful for what is and be okay with any 3D outcome, I do very much feel like that was informed by their higher self and perhaps was also informed by your higher self. One more for the energetic and spiritual connection. Oh my gosh, Ace of Cups. Every card so far is water. We have yet to pull a non-water card and we are 6 cards into this reading. So we have the Ace of Cups being in reverse, no love, repressed emotion. Yeah, that's being let down, feeling disappointed, unfulfilled, and unloved, coldness, emptiness, and emotional loss. So I want to be clear that, well, humans are too. Humans are not black and white, and souls are definitely not black and white. And I feel like there's this simultaneous, I am okay and grateful with whatever outcome happens, 2222 as I'm saying this, but at the same time, I do want you in my life in the 3D. And I think it's a bit inaccurate to say that their soul is sad, but I think your souls can witness and see that 3D union or more 3D closeness, whatever the case might be for you, is something that your humans want. And so I do think there's a little bit of like not maybe sad for your humans, because it's like you could have that. It's a bit like, maybe this is a strange analogy, but it's like if you were watching a TV show or watching a movie where there's these 2 protagonists who you can just tell as the viewer that they are meant to be together, that they're meant to be happy together, but they keep passing each other by or things just keep not working out. And as the viewer, maybe you are like talking to the TV, like, why can't they just work it out? Why can't they just be together? Maybe you're watching a drama, and the love interests or the whatever it is keep kind of missing each other like that. And yes, it's one thing to say that you're going to be happy and you're going to be okay no matter what the outcome is. And I feel like your souls are saying, yes, that is accurate. That is correct. You will be happy and you will be okay no matter what. And I'm so glad that you realize that. But at the same time, I'm watching this movie, I'm watching this show that you guys are putting on for us, you humans, and we can see the feelings there, and we can see what you want. And it's like, why can't you work it out? There's a feeling like that is going on, okay? So that concludes the 5D messages. So let's pull a couple cards to see your highest potential together. Let's see, will we finally get a non-water card? I wonder. Your highest potential together. Okay, yes, we have the Queen of Swords. So we have a little bit of air energy coming in. We have the Queen of Swords and the Moon again. Okay, so one non-water card. And we have the Moon twice, and we have the Four of Cups twice. So I would look out for these cards if you do other readings, or if you watch other readings, or like get a reading done. These cards may be very significant to your connection, the Moon and the Four of Cups. By the way, specifically, the Four of Cups is a Cancer moon. I don't know if I mentioned that. I think I just said Cancer. And then the Ace of Cups is all water signs. Queen of Swords actually does have a bit of water energy in her, because all queens are associated with the element of water, just as a whole. So every single card has water energy. That's insane. I don't know if that's ever happened in a reading before, where like every card has the same element in it. I'm also noticing that the shape of the moon on both of these cards is the same. It is a waxing moon. So things are growing, things are gaining momentum. In your highest potential, this connection would grow and things would accelerate in it. I did get the sense for this group that you're not talking as frequently as you would like to, or not seeing each other as frequently as you would like to, or perhaps as frequently as you used to. A lot of your communication is telepathic. I think a lot of your communication happens through dreams right now. And I do think that there's mental blocks when it comes to reaching out. And I think that the key to reaching your full potential is to get over mental blocks and reach out. Like it's very simple. And I also think that there's an opportunity for you to talk to each other and confirm your spiritual connection. Not that you need it to be confirmed to you, but I could see a scenario where you get into a deeper talk. Maybe there needs to be a specific mood, a specific time and place for that to happen, but where you get into a deeper talk about what you've been experiencing all this time, what you've been thinking, what you've been feeling, the things you've been seeing, experiencing, the dreams you've been having. And you'll notice a lot of things matching up. And there is that opportunity to sort of go over what your experiences have been and be like, oh my gosh, I experienced that too. And just gaining further proof of the connection that you share. And your highest potential together involves always embracing that spiritual side of you and that dreamy side of you, but guiding that side of you to thrive on this earthly plane with logic and organization. That's what I get with the Queen of Swords. And I think you can really be that for each other, like helping each other to nurture the sensitive, gentle, spiritual, artistic, and dreamer side of you, and help it to have structure in this material, physical plane so that it can thrive and so that its beauty can pour out into this world. I think you would help each other to reach your wildest dreams. And it's when I say help each other be realistic, I don't mean, oh, you have that dream. Well, is that dream really realistic? I mean, okay, you have that dream. So let's think of a realistic way to make this happen. It's like realisticness with the assumption that any dream is possible. So I feel like you really help each other get your shit together and make your dreams come true that much faster, which is beautiful. And I'm just realizing now that I didn't pick a deck for your journey to union. So let's use this one. Thank goodness I have a million decks lying around at any given moment. Okay. Ooh, that came out really fast. We have the 5 of Earth, which is the 5 of Pentacles, fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. Okay, and then your person's energy, unity. Oh, wow. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. And then I'm going to put a card in the middle to represent the energy of your to represent the energy of your union. We have a card that literally talks about divine union. This is a card that I haven't really made this association in a long time. I feel like I used to think of this as the twin flame card a lot, but that hadn't really come up for me in a while, so it could be significant for some of you that that's coming back to me now. Also, dragons could be significant. Contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. So in your final form, in your union, this could be someone who you end up sharing a home with, like literally living together or living much closer to each other, or you are sharing a community. You're in a community of like-minded people. There is a strong sign of committed partnership. This could be marriage or some joint venture that you're working on that makes you committed to each other. But yeah, this is a divine union. This is a union of divine counterparts. It's very interesting that you are both showing up with 5 energy. I feel like both of you are ready for a change in your life, but it does seem like at this time your person is feeling more stable and secure about the changes coming their way, because it feels like they're more in an energy of building. They feel in control. They feel like they are building their future, thinking about who's the person I want to be in 5 years, or where do I see my life in 10 years, and what do I need to do now to make that happen? Like, it's very empowered. It's this energy of building, whereas I see you in a more insecure and perhaps even fearful energy. Like, I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if I'm going to have my security in the future. You may be in a bit of a worried energy right now, but I actually think that part of your journey to union is not being afraid to, and we talked about this earlier in the reading, not being afraid to share your struggles with your person. And not trying to hide that from them in order to maintain a certain image. We spoke about this person looking up to you and being incredibly inspired by you and incredibly impressed by you. And you need to know that no earthly issues you may be going through is going to change that for them. Whether you have 3 jobs or no jobs, whether you have $1 million to your name or $1 to your name, stuff like that doesn't change it at all, because it's your character, it's your soul, it's your essence. That's what inspires them. And they, like, whatever you're struggling with, I feel like you need to know they would never think of you any differently. In fact, I feel like they would be honored that you trusted them to share your struggle and to let them share in your struggle with you. They see most of the world not with their five senses, and they recognize, how do I say this? There could be someone who in the material world has it all and is going through the exact same struggle as you. So if you were to talk to them about your worldly struggles, I feel like they would see beyond that and see the root of it, which is some struggle in your inner world. And that's what they would focus on, and that's what they would help you heal. They could take on sort of a mentor role for you, although it feels kind of unofficial. They could be almost like a spiritual teacher for you, or that's how you view them, because they're helping you learn so much about life and helping you to reframe things so that you can overcome your struggles and succeed. And this is so simple. It's like your journey to union just starts with you not hiding your struggles anymore and being vulnerable. And I feel like somehow this leads to you working together on something, or like them helping you with a project or you helping them with a project. As you do that, you start to get more and more involved in each other's communities, start to spend more time in the same place together. And there is this feeling of you sharing a place together, sharing a home, sharing an office, sharing maybe you have a conference room that you go to together, or like a classroom, a workshop. Like there's a physical space that you share together that brings you closer and closer, and you start to recognize more and more how like-minded you are. And it's so fascinating and it just shows the individualities of our human selves, because I kind of see you and your person delighting in the fact that such like-minded souls could manifest such different lives on the physical plane just based on like the expression of their human avatars. Like that's so interesting. And I feel like getting to witness each other really does deepen your spiritual understanding and your appreciation of existence, quite frankly. So it's so beautiful. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is give you some advice for moving forward in this connection. Let's get some advice. What advice do you need in order to move forward in this connection? What do you need to know? Let's ask your spirit guides. What do you need to know? I kind of see two spirit guides and I see them winking. And I think that wink means that you are on the right path. Liberating love. And we had that message of repressed emotion on the Ace of Cups in reverse. And now we have this message of liberating love. So I'm thinking of Shrek saying better out than in. Better out than in, I always say, let it all out. I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give. And let's use this one next. There's 3 different decks I want to use for advice. We have rest. Okay, because it's when your body and mind is at rest that you're gonna receive what you need to know. I just saw, what did it say? It was like, the quietest mind hears God the loudest. I read that somewhere the other day, and that's that phrase just came to me. The quietest mind hears God the loudest. So it's when you're at rest that you will hear from the divine. But I think your biggest piece of advice is to let it out. And even to see, because there's a message about sharing your struggle, letting someone in to share a burden with you, it's almost like they want you to see that as an act of love because it demonstrates trust and vulnerability. And I know that your person would see this as an act of love. Just for an example, if you hadn't talked to them in a while, but you're holding back on letting them know what's really going on, that feels like you're distancing yourself. Whereas if you were to say something like, and of course, like you don't have to share anything you're not comfortable with, but if you were to say, you know, I'm sorry, I've been a bit distant, I've been struggling with this and this and this, that would feel more like you're inviting in connection. And so that would feel like an act of love to them. And I'm just certain that they would love to support you in any way that they can. So we're going to get one more advice card for you before we finish off this reading. Okay, 2. We have, wow, it's okay to feel feelings. It's all for a reason. Let your feelings out. That's the biggest piece of advice. And recognizing that your feelings are there for a reason. And I guarantee you that that reason is not to make your life more complicated. That reason is not to inconvenience you or annoy you. They have valuable information for you. Just to tell a personal anecdote, a big game changer for me has been realizing that when I feel stress or anxiety, it's providing me with an opportunity to look at how I could change something in my life. So I stopped looking at it as like, oh, this pesky stress is back again. I have to do something to make it go away. No, this stress is here for a reason. It's trying to tell me something. It's trying to tell me that something is not working, that I need to change something. And I've also personally found that wherever I'm feeling the stress in my body tells me a lot. So for example, a while ago, I was feeling stressed because I was giving too much of my energy to others and not giving energy to myself. And so I felt the stress in my chest, which is where the heart chakra is. So of course, if my heart chakra is exhausted from giving and giving, or there's an imbalance in the energy, I'm gonna feel it in my chest. So I don't know, maybe that's helpful to someone out there, but I think the advice is that to know that it's okay to feel your feelings. Your feelings are there for a reason. They're not just trying to give you a hard time. In fact, they are very wise, and the love in your heart is very wise as well. And if you're having trouble accessing that inner wisdom, rest is very important. It's a part of your life, and think about when you don't slow down, you don't have time to reflect. And who benefits from that? Who benefits when you don't have time to reflect and think about what you're doing? Because it's probably not you. Okay, so I am done talking to your person. Thank you very much to your person. And I'm talking to you again. Group number 1. Thank you very much for letting me do this reading for your person. We are going to be talking to you in the extended as well, like I mentioned. So in the extended, we are going to see how would your person react to this whole reading that we just did, and have they ever actually gotten a reading about you, or would they ever get a reading about you? Have they experienced any signs or synchronicities pertaining to you or pertaining to this connection? And if so, what were they? And finally, any significant time frames and places pertaining to this journey to union or to your desired outcome. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, I'm gonna have that link down below. There will be the links to Vimeo, where you can access this individual reading, or Patreon, where, like I mentioned, we have a special offer for this particular reading where you can watch the extended on Patreon and also have access to the 113 other readings over there. Thank you so much for your support. If you're going to leave the reading here, thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you and your person. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we have all those readings that I just talked about, plus 2 new ones every month, and you can choose the topic for those. It is a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I will also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your person, your higher selves, anyone else who may have appeared in this reading directly or indirectly. And I'm sending love to your guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the flower agate, which I have right here, this is going to be your reading. As you can see, I have a few tarot decks laid out here because today I felt called to use a different deck for each part of the reading. If you would like to know the full breakdown of the different things we're gonna cover in today's reading, that is in the intro. I will put a timestamp down below in case you didn't see it and you would like to. But before we get into it, put yourself in the mind of your person. You are now one with your person. You are now them. And you are now watching this reading about you. Okay. Hello, group number two's person. So there is something that I wanted to mention. And maybe this is kind of gross, but when I was filming the intro and I held up your flower agate, after I put it down, I had like a succession of burps come out, and I felt like there's something about you letting something out. Like there's something that you want to say to your person. Maybe you have to tell them how you feel, or there's something you've been holding back on saying that wants to come out. So that was a message that was coming through. And I also get this feeling that you are looking for your person's energy elsewhere. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like the way they make you feel, the emotions they give you when you're together, you're looking for that emotion in other experiences, but you can't find it. You can't seem to find it. So it does feel like you're missing this person's energy. Let's get into your cards and see what they have to tell us about your person's energy and personality. Okay, that came out really quickly. And we have the King of Wands. Okay, I'm hearing badass, I'm hearing bad bitch. Like that's the vibe that I am getting from your person. They are strong, they are independent, they are doing their own thing, they are focused. There's a feeling that they are currently locking in. I feel like they have really big goals when it comes to like career, something professional, or something related to their creativity or showcasing their talents. They have really big goals regarding that, and it seems like they are very focused on that right now. They're very focused on themselves after a long time of pouring out their cup to others, and they care the most about their own opinion after a long time of caring so much about others' opinions. There's really a feeling of them reclaiming their own energy and feeling very good in the process. They've also likely gone through some sort of physical transformation or glow up. Even if they didn't actively do anything to change their appearance, I feel like they've gone through some sort of energetic upgrade that just makes them more radiant. I mean, you know they're hot, but you know they're beautiful, but I feel like they continue to just get more and more radiant. Also, something is coming through that this person is thinking about you, but they're not actively watching you, or they're not actively checking on your energy, but they do think about you in a positive way. What else can we know about your person? Your person seems to, they're in a winning battle, okay? I was gonna say they're in an internal battle, but they are winning it, because I feel like there's a part of them that knows that their gifts deserve to be seen, and that their gifts deserve to be shared, and that their gifts will benefit others. So like there's that part of them that wants to put themselves out there and be seen. And then there's this other part of them that is fearful or holding back and trying to keep them in their shell. But that voice is becoming weaker and weaker. That voice that hides them away is becoming weaker and weaker. And they're winning the battle, and they're saying like, no, I deserve to be seen. And also, I'm destined for bigger and better things. It's like that voice that tells them there's nothing more for them, or they should just stay in their box, or they should just stay small. That voice like does not stand a chance. It's getting weaker and weaker. Yeah, they do have a fierce energy about them right now. Maybe they're fiercely focused on their goals. I also think this is a fiercely loyal person. I think they're passionate about uplifting others, but I think they realize that how can I uplift others if I don't uplift myself? How can I preach to people that they should uplift themselves if I'm not doing that for myself? That doesn't make sense. And yeah, we also have the Death card. Yep. They are totally going through a transformation. They are totally emerging as a new and improved version of themselves. They are like the caterpillar turning into the butterfly. I'm hearing still the same old me, just better. I just heard still the same old me, just with more audacity. So they're ready to be audacious, and they are ready to step into the world. Sagittarius or Scorpio energy could be significant, but I'm also thinking that Scorpio and Sagittarius energy are at the end of the year. So whenever you happen to be watching this, like the end of last year could have been sort of a turning point for your person, where they're like, you know what? I'm not going to tread lightly into this new year. I am going to strut into this new year, and I'm going to make my presence known. Like that is the vibe that they are giving. And I'm just looking at these two creatures mirroring each other, and there really is this feeling of them going through a personal transformation and hoping that they or that spirit will uplift others to do the same. It's like this feeling that they're in right now, because it feels so good, you know? It feels so good to reclaim your energy and to take up all your space and take up all your potential. And they have this feeling of, I just want this for my loved ones so bad. Like, I want them to feel this way too. And I do feel like this is someone who, no matter what they're doing, they always have their loved ones at the forefront of their mind. I love this energy. Okay, so we're gonna get into the 3D and 5D energies. So we're going to start with, in the 3D, their current thoughts and feelings towards you. If for whatever reason you feel like this message is not going to apply to you, or you want to skip over it, there will be a timestamp down below for you to do that. Let's see what their current 3D thoughts and feelings are towards you. We have the 10 of Wands, and I am going to take reversals for these decks because there are different keywords in the different positions, but this one did come out in the upright. Too many burdens, extra responsibilities, efforting, stress and exhaustion, duty, obligation, burning out, and struggles. And then we have this, the 6 of Cups in reverse. And it felt like it was, I don't know if you saw that. It felt like it was trying to flip over to the upright position, but it wasn't quite successful. So I'm going to make a mental note of that. That's very interesting. Stuck in the past, naivety, unrealistic, inability to let go or forgive, and clinging. This is very interesting. There is something about this connection that your person has left behind. I wonder if you've noticed this person withdrawing their energy from you, being less available to you, because it does seem like perhaps they either set the intention to do that, or it's just something that naturally happened as they continued on their journey of growth. It seems like they were getting the feeling that they were the one to make most of the effort in this connection, that maybe they were the one who was always reaching out, they were the one who was always wanting to see you. Maybe they even got the sense that the feelings were kind of lopsided, like they felt more strongly than you did. It didn't feel balanced and reciprocal to them. And I think they realized that they were carrying too much of a burden. And I don't think they blame you or think badly of you for this at all. I think it was more a self-reflection of like, I can't be carrying this connection on my back. Like, I can't keep making all this effort if you're not going to do the same. And again, that's not them being like, you have to make more effort to me. It's like, I just have to be realistic. Like, I can't be giving 110% if that's not what I'm getting back. So maybe I need to ease off on this connection a little bit. Maybe I need to withdraw my energy a little bit and just focus on myself. And with the 6 of Cups in reverse, that was kind of trying to turn over. You know, when this is in the upright, it's a very beautiful, nostalgic kind of energy. So I do feel like there was a period where your person was trying to get things back to how they were before. They were trying to, I'm hearing they were trying to relive the good old days with you. So maybe you had more of like an affectionate bond in the past, or you spent more gentle and beautiful times together in the past, and they didn't give up and they were willing to carry most of the connection and make most of the effort if there was a possibility that that could help bring that energy back. But it seems like they kind of tried for a long time and it just didn't happen. So it's not that they moved on from you, because like I said, they think about you and they care about you, but I think they're kind of done trying to push this connection in a certain direction, and they're just kind of letting it be right now. And I noticed that we had Sagittarius Scorpio, and we have the same thing here, Sagittarius Scorpio. For some reason, and I feel like this is just for a few of you, but I got the feeling that for some of you, your person maybe kind of, ultimatum is not the right word, but they maybe kind of gave themselves a time frame. For example, if nothing happens in this connection, or if things don't get better by the end of this year or by a certain time, I have to kind of start mentally preparing myself to move on. That could just be for a few of you, but yes, it does seem like they've placed a little bit of distance, and it does seem like that's made them feel better. And I want to be very careful in saying it's not like you make them feel bad or something like that. I think it's just their level of attachment they realized was not good for them. And so they are managing their expectations, and they are just doing they're just looking out for themselves, honestly. So with that being said, let's take a look at the 5D energies. So again, if you feel like this 5D part isn't going to apply to you, or you just want to skip past it, there will be a timestamp down below for that. But we are going to see the energetic and spiritual connection between the two of you. The energetic and spiritual connection between the two of you. So we have two coming out at the same time. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's the Six of Cups, and it's in the upright. Nostalgia, childhood or the past, memories, familiarity, gifts, innocence, reunion, joy, healing, comfort, sentimentality, and pleasure. Okay, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles in the upright. New material offer, new job or promotion, new opportunity, new manifestation, resources, stability, and prosperity. Aces give a feeling of a new beginning. So it's interesting that there is this message of reunion, like reunion, a joy, and then a new beginning and a new manifestation. So I do feel like from a spiritual perspective, there is very much a possibility for a reunion or a renewal in this connection. And I just find it so fascinating that we got the Six of Cups in the upright when it comes to your 5D energy and your spiritual connection, but then it's in the reverse for how things are happening in the 3D. So there's almost this sense of your spiritual connection being something so pure. And I do feel like your spiritual connection has been a sense of great comfort and reassurance and brought a lot of joy to your person. And they have felt that very intensely in moments with you. I think that your person immediately felt like if you've met them in the 3D, they would immediately have felt a strong spiritual bond with you, and even felt that joy that your souls share in the 5D trickling down into the 3D. I'm hearing there's these fleeting moments. Maybe it's a moment in a heart-to-heart conversation. Maybe it's a moment in just looking at each other. Maybe it's in a moment of physical contact. Like maybe it's in a moment where you're just like doing nothing, but you're in each other's presence. There's just certain moments where they feel that beautiful spiritual bond coming through very, very strongly. And it seemed like the more time went by, that beautiful 5D, I almost want to say heavenly energy, the heavenly energy of this connection in the 5D started to kind of get weaker and weaker for them in the 3D. Like the moments they would feel it became few and far between, whatever that expression is. And they were trying to bring it back, but they couldn't force it. I'm hearing it's like trying to force a shooting star to come. You can't. It's like, it feels like there were moments of magic that they were trying to recreate, and they just realized that these moments of magic will happen when our higher selves want them to happen, and I can't force them to happen. At least that seems to be the conclusion that they've come to. Maybe a better example of this would be someone who had the most amazing lucid dream, and then in subsequent nights they try to lucid dream again, or they try to just have that same dream that they had before because it was so beautiful, but they just can't recreate the same dream. They kind of feel like experiencing the beauty of the 5D connection in the 3D is kind of out of their hands at this point. At least that's how they're perceiving it. And they recognize that the beauty is there, and I don't think they're disconnected from it. But I'm hearing I'm done trying to like manufacture those moments or trying to make something happen in the 3D. And I still do firmly believe that a reunion is possible and a renewal is possible. Like, I haven't given up on that. This person has not given up on you. Absolutely not. It just feels like they've surrendered control. That's really what it feels like. And I do think when the time is right, your higher selves will present a new opportunity in the 3D, because this is Pentacles. This is like the physical earth in the 3D to come together again. And until then, your person, I mean, not until then, they're always going to be in perpetuity. They're going to be focused on themselves and focus on their growth. Okay, so now we are going to see some cards representing your highest potential together. So we have, oh my gosh, it's the King of Wands again. And we have Temperance. There is a lot of Sag and Scorpio energy coming through in this reading. Oop, that's a rubber band, just ignore that. So, and it's interesting because the signs that are coming through are kind of next to each other in the, not kind of, they are next to each other in the zodiac wheel. So that could be significant. Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn. I'm taking this Ace of Pentacles as Capricorn energy. And if a person has, like for example, if a person has Sun in Sagittarius, it's likely that they could have Scorpio and Capricorn placements as the next door signs, like Mercury and Venus. So I don't know if you or your person has like Sun in one of these signs and then has like Mercury, Venus in another one of these signs, or I don't know. These are just the ones that are coming through over and over again, especially Scorpio and Sag. But anyway, this is beautiful. Temperance representing your highest potential. This is a perfect balance. Perfect balance, perfect harmony. This is a dynamic where you embrace your differences and recognize that they make you stronger, that your strengths fill in for their weaknesses and their strengths fill in for your weaknesses. I'm hearing not trying to be the same, and realizing that the diversity in your personality, in your strengths, in your work ethic, I'm hearing in your habits, like that makes you stronger. And maybe you are going through something like this as well, because for your person, when the King of Wands appeared, that came through very strongly as a personal transformation and a glow up. So maybe you are going through that as well. And I'm seeing this visual of two caterpillars, and they're like, okay, we're gonna go off into our cocoons now, and we have no idea what we're gonna look like when we come out of them. We could be the exact same butterfly. We could be different types of butterflies. I might be a butterfly and you might be a moth. It's like this moment of truth of like, we're about to undergo this deep transformation, and we don't know how the other is going to emerge. But even if if we come out as wildly different things, that doesn't mean that we can't be together. The differences will make us stronger. I wonder if you had a moment with your person of you were kind of walking the same life journey until you weren't. And this is the realization that you walking different journeys or you growing in different directions doesn't mean that you can't be happily together in a connection. In fact, you living different journeys will enrich each other's lives and make each other stronger. There's really this sense of you working as a unit. And okay, I don't like this analogy because it feels very like toxic productivity, but just to illustrate this energy. It would be like if one of you was nocturnal and then it's like, well, that's perfect because then I can work during the day and then you can work during the night when I'm asleep. And then there's always someone working and that makes us a more productive team. Like, bad example, but I hope you can glean what I mean in the sense of you having different paths or different energies makes your connection more enriching and more diverse and more beautiful. And in your highest potential, your differences work together very, very well. So I do get the sense that you're both in the process of a transformation and your final forms are going to diverge and you're going to be more different than you are now. But that's something that is very beautiful. And both of you are gaining more independence and more control over your life, which I really like for you. So let's take a look at your journey to union. So I'm going to pull a card for you. Card to represent your energy. We have the Page of Earth or the Page of Pentacles. Scholarly, dependable, patient, successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging. A new area of study. For your person, we have the Three of Water, which is the Three of Cups, a celebration, a wedding, graduation, or birth announcement, the need to have more fun. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, and then a card to represent the energy of your union is, look at this, we have another repetition, the Ten of Fire, which is the Ten of Wands. Too much work, accept help from others, life is out of balance, and stress-related health concerns. Okay, so there's, how many repetitions is that now? 3 repetitions in this reading. The Ten of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Six of Cups. So these may be cards that, like, if you watch or do other readings, you might be getting these cards a lot. I feel like they are significant, especially the Six of Cups and the King of Wands. I feel like those are quite indicative of your connection. I think it's very interesting that we just had that whole message about you evolving into different versions, and a part of your union is realizing that just because your paths may be going in different directions, it doesn't mean that like you're not going to be compatible or you can't be happy together. I feel like when you come into union, you are kind of going to be in different stages of your life where you may be really focused on work or building something. building, like working on a project or making yourself more employable or making yourself more productive. That feels like the energy that you're in. And then your person is going to be in more of an energy where they're like, I want to embrace fun in my life. I want to embrace rest in my life. I don't want to be productive. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. It's like you are really, really embracing productivity and your person is not. In fact, they may even feel averse to productivity. They probably would be like, ugh, at my example that I gave before of like, we can be awake at different times to maximize productivity. I feel like they're kind of throwing that away. And I feel like both of you are doing what's right for you in that moment. You know, there's some times where life asks of us to really buckle down and get shit done and work hard. And then there's other times where life asks us to stop and smell the roses and enjoy play and rest. And so I just feel like you're in different seasons of your life. And with this 10 of fire in the middle, I think this is about realizing there's something about not bending to the point of breaking, like trying to be in the other person's energy. And so I do think, because this King of Wands, it's about feeling empowered in what you're doing and being sovereign in your energy. And I feel that if you were to have come into union earlier, it would have been very stressful or it wouldn't have worked out, because it's important that both of you have a strong sense of self and a strong sense of what I'm doing right now is right for me. I'm someone who struggles a lot with this because I don't know, maybe I can blame it on my Pisces placements and being impressionable, or I could not. I could take responsibility for it. But I am the type of person who is impressionable and tends to doubt if what I'm doing is right. So if I see someone else doing something differently, I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I should be doing it that way. Maybe the way I'm doing it is wrong. Like I tend to think like that. So, you know, if this is me, like if I were in this embracing play and fun energy, and then I see someone in my life working really hard and being productive, I might start to doubt my path and be like, should I be being more productive right now? And then vice versa, you know, if I'm working a lot and then I see like someone in my life going out and having fun, I might say like, am I working too hard? Am I a workaholic? Am I doing like toxic productivity? Like just, you know, when you don't have a strong sense of self, you can look over at what the person next to you is doing and feel like you have to match that energy. And I feel like the cards are saying that may have happened if you were to come together earlier. Maybe it did happen. And I feel like your union rests on this truth of we're both doing it the right way, because we're both doing what life is asking of us right now. And we're both doing what our higher self in our journey is asking of us right now. And maybe in the past there was a feeling of comparison, comparing your journey to their journey, or them comparing their journey to yours and feeling that you should be doing it more like the other person just because of self-doubt. And this is like, we're not in competition. Our journeys can't even be compared because we're not the same person. And so I'm living my life right and you're living your life right, and we're both on the right path. And yeah, embracing your differences and embracing the difference in your journey seems to be a really, really big key to your union. I'm also, and I realize I'm seeing very dramatic, like exaggerated archetypes in my mind just to illustrate the point, but it would be like these two people who used to be best friends, and then one of them, like, I'm imagining two women. This is a really like generalized and exaggerated example, but just to illustrate the energy. Like these two women who are best friends, and then one of them goes on to like get married and have kids and be a stay-at-home mom, and then the other one is like traveling the world and like partying and meeting new people and living the like spontaneous life. And they, you know, in a disempowered energy, they might look at the other's life and be like, I should be living my life more like them. The spontaneous person says, maybe I should settle down. And the family person says, like, should I, like, is my chance over to have fun? I don't know, you know, like just doubting the path that they chose and maybe comparing their journey to the other, and then maybe even assuming, oh, we can't be friends anymore because our journeys are so different. And no, 3333 as I'm saying this. So it does seem like you and your person are going through something like that. And the key is to realizing that the difference in your journey makes your connection that much richer. You know, like, you're not supposed to just be friends or be around people who live the exact same life as you. Like, that's boring. Okay, anyway, so finally, we are going to use a few different oracle decks to get some advice for you as you move forward in this connection. Advice for you as you move forward in this connection. Okay. We have encountering conflict. I don't choose sides, I take a stand. So it's interesting that we have this message of not choosing a side, because we've been talking a lot about temperance and coming into balance and recognizing that both of your journeys are valid. I also just heard like someone ask the question, is this connection real or in my head? And then a spirit guide answering yes. Like it is real and it's in your head. Isn't there's a scene in Harry Potter like that where Harry meets Dumbledore like in a weird dream world, and he's like, is this real or is this all in my head? And he's like, of course it's in your head, but why does that mean it's not real? Or, you know, something like that. We have Nature Analog. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck, and I swear it comes out so much when I use this deck. But this is a message about disconnecting from the digital world and getting back to nature. If you are the type of person who compares your journey to others, social media is probably not a good place to be. If you're the type of person, who compares yourself or tends to doubt your journey, because social media just perpetually gives you this feeling of you're doing life wrong, or you're missing out, or you should have accomplished more at this point. It's just, it is not, I mean, it can be a nice place. Don't get me wrong. As a social media creator, I cannot shit on it too much, but you know what I mean. You definitely have to tread with caution when you go into the digital world, especially with the way the algorithms are formed. They are quite literally formed to make you feel like shit and to get you hooked on these apps. So disconnecting from those could be very helpful. Quite literally spending time in nature could be helpful. I feel like the more time you spend in a digital world, the more it distorts your view of this connection. Also, the more, like, if your person is on social media, I would say there's a piece of advice to consume their social media less and just see them, in person, just talk to them in person, because that's where you're gonna feel their real essence, you know? Let's get one last card for you. advice for moving forward in this connection. Cultivate stillness. Wow. So we have a message of disconnecting, going out in nature, and cultivating stillness. So I think we need some good old-fashioned meditation. And I wonder if there's an internal conflict in you that wants to be addressed. Okay, there's some way you're acting inconsistently. I just heard. It's like your intentions and your actions are not aligning, but this seems to be a blind spot for you. It's like you're acting out of alignment with your true desires. You're acting out of alignment with your true intentions, but you don't realize you're doing that. And you need a moment of stillness and reflection to recognize that. That could just be something in your life. It could be something pertaining to this connection where you're not acting in alignment with what you really desire and intend for this connection, but there's some like contradiction in how you're behaving that wants to make itself known to you. But that maybe would remain a blind spot if you remain in like a go, go, go sort of energy. I hope that that makes sense. Okay. I am done talking to your person now, group number 2, so I'm going to talk to you again. The extended reading is going to be all about you. No, it's going to be to you. I'm going to be talking to you in the extended reading about your person. So we are going to see how would your person react to this whole reading that we just did. Have they actually gotten a reading about you before, or would they ever get a reading about you? Have they experienced any signs or synchronicities pertaining to this connection? And if so, what were they? And any significant timeframes or places pertaining to coming into union or coming into your desired outcome with your person. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, I'm going to have that link down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment, and I will have the link to the individual reading on Vimeo as well as the link to Patreon, where for today's special offer for this reading you can access the extended there as well as our 113 other exclusive readings. So be sure to check that out if you feel called to it. If not, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, which I just mentioned. We have all of those readings over there. Timeless exclusive readings, and we also have 2 new ones every month that you get to choose the topic for. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I will also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your person, your higher selves, to anyone else who may have appeared in this reading directly or indirectly, and sending love to your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number 3s, so if you guys chose the Amethyst, which I have right here, this is going to be your reading. As you can see, I have a few different tarot decks laid out because today I felt called to use a different deck for each part of the reading. If you want to see a full breakdown of the reading and all the different things that are going to be covered, we did that in the intro. I will leave a timestamp down below if you didn't see it and you wanted to check that out. But just before we get into it, take a moment to put yourself in the mind of your person. You are now becoming one with your person. You are your person. and I'm going to be talking to your person about you. Okay. Hi, group number 3's person, and welcome to your reading. So this reading is for those of you who chose the Amethyst, and I noticed something about this stone, which is that when it's down here, sort of in the distance from the camera, it looks quite dark and it looks kind of monotone, but when you hold it up to the light, you can see that it's actually quite colorful. And it has a lot of different facets to it. So I felt that that could be symbolic and that could be a message for you. Maybe this is about a person or about something in your life that at first glance, it looks like there's not much there, but when you take a closer look, you see that it's beautiful and colorful and multifaceted. Maybe this is even a message about you or how your person sees you. So let's get into your cards. The first thing that we're going to see is about your person's energy and personality. Okay, your person's energy and personality. We have the moon. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. That's so funny because when the moon came up, you know, if this is regarding someone's personality, I would get the sense of someone that is quite dreamy and who is a dreamer, who has a rich inner world, a vivid imagination, like the artist type, the spiritual, sensitive type. And sometimes this type of person can get lost in their daydreams and have their head up in the clouds, which might make them appear to be a little bit spacey or a little bit airheaded. But for some reason, when this moon card came out and I saw the rabbit running, I thought, wow, okay, this is someone who has all of those lovely dreamy qualities, but who is also very grounded. And then literally the Knight of Pentacles came out, which is like the most grounded and practical person ever. And I probably don't have to tell you this about your person because I think this is already something that you really admire about them. Their ability to be in those emotional and spiritual realms, but also be very grounded in this physical 3D reality. Their ability to understand boxes, like understand rules and understand the confines of this physical existence and follow those, but also be creative and also think outside those boxes. You know, different times and different situations call for different energies to come out. And I think your person can embody like the spiritual side and the practical side. And I just get the sense that that's already something you admire about them, or if this is someone you haven't met yet, that will be something that you really admire about them. And now that I think about it, maybe this amethyst represents how you view them, because maybe at first when you look at them from afar, you think that you've got them figured out. But when you see them up close, you realize that there's all these other facets to them. This could be a person who is easily misunderstood or could easily be just thrown into a box of like, oh, you're that archetype, you're that type of person. But when you get to know them, you see, yeah, it's like they're a lot more hardworking than you might think at first glance. I'm not really sure what that means. Like they're a lot more hardworking, they're a lot more grounded. Maybe they put on a persona or they have this image of being like dreamy up in the clouds, but they're actually very intentional with everything they do. I don't know why I'm thinking of it like this, but I'm imagining a public figure who has a certain type of image, and like, I don't know if your person's in the public eye or something, but it's like a public figure who has a certain type of image and maybe gets underestimated. But if you knew them, not as the public figure that they are, but if you knew them as a person, you would know that they have such a strong work ethic and that they're extremely intelligent and they're very like calculated and planned with the things that they do. This is the type of person, if they have a goal, they're gonna make it happen. Just from sheer willpower, and they're also extremely hardworking and, like I said, extremely intelligent. So I do get the sense that you admire or will admire this person a lot. And this is also beautiful for a relationship, because I do think they believe in true love. They believe in soulmates, but they also believe that any relationship requires effort and you have to choose it every day. And it's not just about the magical fairy tale. It's about the real work that goes into it day to day and the mundane stuff. And they appreciate and put effort into all of it, which is really, really lovely. Rabbits or bees could be a significant symbol. Pisces energy, Taurus energy could also be significant. So let's get into the 3D and 5D stuff. We're going to start with the 3D. We're going to see your person's current thoughts and feelings towards you and the connection. If for whatever reason you feel like this part is not going to apply to you, or you would like to skip ahead, there's going to be a timestamp down below to do that. I just heard very strongly, let your work speak for itself. I don't know if that's a message for you or your person, but let your work speak for itself. And when you're with the right person, who is this message for? When you are with the right person, you don't have to beg them to stay, or you don't have to convince them why they should stay. They will stick around. You could really enjoy going out to eat with this person. I don't know if that's something you do with them or that you will enjoy with them, but that's coming through. Getting to enjoy the finer things in life. And it's not about the things, because you could have a beautiful time having a lavish experience with this person, and you could also have a beautiful time on a budget. I do get the sense you will get to enjoy the finer things in life with them, but it's not really about that. It's about enjoying each other's company. What are this person's feelings for you? I could cry right now. It's such a beautiful feeling. I'm seeing like a very soft, light pink color, and I'm feeling like a warm hug sensation all across my chest, like kind of from shoulder to shoulder, and it's such a beautiful feeling. They have very warm feelings towards you. Okay, I am going to keep these decks in reverse just because that's one of the like cool features of this deck, that it has keywords in both positions. So this is the Six of Pentacles that came out in the reverse. We have Taurus energy again. Debt, one-sided, imbalance, strings attached, gifts, selfishness, self-care, inequality, power dynamics, and abuse of generosity. Ooh, and then we have the Three of Pentacles in the upright, and it was really weird how this came out. I don't know if you saw that, but it like flipped over, and then it was like, it looked kind of like squiggly, and then it came out. I don't know what that means. I don't think I've seen a card behave like that. Collaboration, teamwork, skills, shared goals, work and learning, and pooling energy. Okay, I know the keywords on this card seemed a little bit not nice, but I get a very positive feeling from this. We have two earth cards, which is a very stable and sturdy element. I think that this person's thoughts and feelings for you are not going to change anytime soon. They feel very safe and secure about you and about your connection. The numbers 3, 6, 9 could be significant just because there's 3 here, a 6 here, and then 3 and 6 together is 9. The age 36 could be significant, or 63, or like 1963, something like that. But I think quite simply, this person feels that you work very well together and you motivate each other. You could both be career-driven or hardworking people, or you're just both ambitious and goal-oriented people. They feel like you really understand that aspect of them and support that aspect of them, and they want to support that aspect of you as well. If this is someone you collaborate with, I think they feel that your collaborations are very enjoyable and they do well. Maybe they have a desire to collaborate with you in the future. The fact that there's 3 people here, it could be that they want you to meet and be involved with the people in their life. You know, like they want to introduce you to their friends and family and collaborators and stuff like that. Or vice versa, like they want to be in your circle or they want you to be in their circle. If you do have mutual friends, mutual connections, I feel like that's something they really appreciate. And, you know, this 6 of Pentacles card had a lot of messages about inequality, one-sided, not balanced, and it didn't seem very nice. But when I put these two together, I think something your person would say about your connection is that you're very good at filling in for the other when they are weak or when they cannot show up 100%. So I don't know why this is the example that's coming to my mind, but let's say one of you lost your job or something, or one of you got sick. I feel like the other, no question, would fill in, would make extra effort to fill in for what you can't do right now, because like they would do this for you in a heartbeat because they know that you would do the same for them. And there's a big level of trust there. So you working really well together, it's really about your trust and how deeply you care for each other. When they say we work well together, it has nothing to do with the output, like the output or the productivity. It's about the teamwork. Quite literally, it's about the teamwork, it's about the trust, it's about the support in each other. And it's interesting, there was that message about like you would have a great time together enjoying the finer things in life, you would have a great time on a budget. Maybe that is a theme of your connection, is that you will get to experience life together, like in when you have less and then when you have a lot, and realize that your love never changed, or like your loyalty to each other never changed. You've been at rock bottom and you've been at the top together. There's kind of a vibe like that. But yes, and I'm just thinking back to that pink color and that warm hug feeling. I think they really, really appreciate how well you work together. Like the relationship works. Okay, so let's get into the 5D. I just dropped some cards on the floor, but it's too many to take them, so. And again, if you feel like for any reason this part isn't gonna apply to you, or you wanna skip the 5D stuff, then there will be a timestamp down below. But here we are going to look at your energetic and spiritual connection. Your energetic and spiritual connection. We have the moon. So the moon is coming out again, but this time it's in the reverse. Release of fear, secrets revealed, truth exposed, dreams, repressed emotions being released, clarity and understanding. And then we have judgment in the reverse. Unfinished lessons, self-doubt, self-loathing, ignoring and resisting the universe. It says self-doubt again, and failure to learn lessons. And we have two major arcana here. So you were definitely sent into each other's lives for a reason. I don't necessarily get a super strong feeling of past life connection. I mean, it's not for me to say whether you have a past life connection with someone or not. So if you feel that you do, then that is going to be more accurate than whatever I'm saying. I feel like you've maybe encountered each other in a past life, but I don't know why. I'm just getting this feeling that it's not a recurring thing. It's not like you're together in every single lifetime or something like that. The feeling that I get when I look at these cards is you to each other, like you're someone who gets sent in when you're having trouble with a lesson due to your own stubbornness. That's how it's coming through. Learning spiritual lessons through incarnation, it can be enjoyable, it can be fulfilling. A lot of the time it sucks. A lot of the time, shadow work and becoming self-aware and facing your fears sucks. It's uncomfortable, it's scary, it's difficult. We know this. If you've been incarnated before, you know this. You also know that it's very rewarding when you do it, and that's why we keep coming back. But yeah, it's not always a walk in the park, you know? And sometimes there are lessons that we know we need to learn. There's an aspect of ourselves that we know we need to face, and we keep resisting it, avoiding it, pretending there's no problem, or like we keep putting it off. Yeah, it's like, I often think of the soul world as like a school. And the spiritual lessons we learn through our lifetimes are kind of like our assignments to make us better. And so this is kind of the feeling of that homework that has been sitting in your backpack for 2 weeks and you haven't even cracked it open. And you're like, yeah, I'll do it eventually. And I feel like there may be some spiritual lessons, some things you need to face that are like that homework sitting in your backpack. So, oh my gosh, I'm getting so many interesting visuals of like the soul world and you coming into incarnations. It's really cool. It's like, I'm seeing you with a spirit guide, and you know, you have a plan for lifetimes. You can deviate from it if you want when you come here, but there's like, okay, in this lifetime, we're gonna try to learn this lesson, this lesson, this lesson, this lesson. You go do your life, you come back. So how do we do with this? I feel like you didn't really touch this one. That's okay, you can do it next time. And then like 6 lifetimes later, it's like, okay, you keep avoiding this one. Like, what's going on? So you are like sent into each other's lives to help each other face those lessons you keep avoiding. Now, this could look different for different people who are watching this. For some of you, it could quite simply be that you have such a warm and comforting and supportive effect on each other that you give each other the strength and sense of safety that you need in order to face those lessons. For others of you, this could look like you calling each other out, like holding up a mirror to the other person and being like, you have to work on this, get your shit together. You know, it could be something a bit more tough like that. But yeah, I definitely feel like your souls have that effect on each other of being like, hey, you know, you've been working on this lesson for 18 lifetimes, like you seem to be ignoring it, or like this thing keeps going on the back burner. For some of you, as I'm talking about this could even be a passion of yours. Like, if you have a passion that your soul has been intending to explore, and they lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, they keep putting it on the back burner, this person's gonna be sent in to activate that. Like, hey, you have this gift, and you have had this gift for the past, I keep making the number of lifetimes longer, you've had this gift for the past 30 lifetimes, but you always say you're gonna work on it eventually, you're gonna start that project eventually, and you haven't done it. Like, maybe this is the lifetime where we make it happen. It's like you help each other get the ball rolling and face whatever fears have made you resist this thing that you're meant to do. So you have this kind of activating role in each other's lives, but also deeply supportive, and you give each other an immense sense of safety. Okay, so next we are going to see the cards representing your highest potential together. I definitely see you traveling together or relocating together. And Spirit's telling me to clarify, I don't see you being long distance. So if you are long distance with this person right now, that is absolutely temporary. You thrive the most when you're in physical proximity, and you thrive the most when you're physically together. And now I have a very, very warm feeling inside my ears somehow. We have, what is this? Oh my gosh, it's the Six of Pentacles. So that's another repetition. And we have, oh, that's beautiful. Your energy is just chef's kiss, like as individuals and also together. So I just want to point out we have two repetitions. The Moon came out twice and the Six of Pentacles came out twice. So if you do readings or if you're watching other readings, you might want to look out for those cards, or maybe you have already been seeing them a lot, because those could be cards that are pertaining to your connection. But this is beautiful. Like, we had this in the reverse before, and it was talking about a one-sidedness or an imbalanced energy. And in your highest potential, you are completely balanced and in harmony. And I think you always knew that this is your potential. You and your person seem to have such a strong trust and faith in each other and such a strong belief in each other. And I do feel like you're going to go through, or you have been through, challenging times together where one of you is struggling, one of you can't give your all, and you're kind of filling in for each other. And yet there's this sense of you always being so ready and willing to do that, because you know it's going to be worth it, and you know that it's only temporary. And so this Six of Pentacles is really proving you right, that those challenging times were only temporary. And I see you in your future both being at the top of your game. Oh my God, why is this making me emotional? Because I think you've been through it. Individually or together, you've been through it. And I see this future for you where you're both at the top of your game. You're both successful. You're both giving 100% to your lives and to each other, and lean on each other really well for support. And there's this beautiful energy of you being a solid unit, but also being so independent. And always, even if you collaborate together, I feel like you're both always going to have your own things going. So let's say there's a future timeline where you're business partners. I feel like even if that was the case, like, you would have your own projects individually and they would have their own projects individually. You always kind of keep your own things going. And that also, I feel, has to do with your trust in each other. Like, I trust you to go off and do your own thing, because I know that whatever we're doing together is not going to suffer from that. I know that you're going to honor our relationship wherever you may go by yourself. So there's a really strong, beautiful independence here, but also a really strong and beautiful, like, interdependence, which we love to see. Okay, so for the last tarot deck, we are going to see your journey to union. So I'm going to pull a card to represent you. We have, ooh, Ace of Pentacles, there's a lot of hints about becoming wealthy. The inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. So that's you, that's your energy. Your person's energy, which came out very fast, is the Lovers. Archangel Raphael could be significant, and this is the first time that I feel called to actually like name the angel that appears. So this angel really could be significant to you. I often feel Raphael's energy as green. I know, like, I don't know if that's the color that's traditionally assigned to them. That's just how I tend to see them. Intimate relationships, carefully weigh your decisions, and good health. And then I'm also going to pull a card to represent your union. Or your desired outcome. Okay, this didn't fall out, it just flipped over. But I do feel like you're meant to see this. So I'm just gonna take that out, but I'm gonna shuffle and pull another one. Okay. So, ooh, okay. We have the Three of Wands. Abundance, okay, 2 cards talking about abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. And then we have the King of Swords. Brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. I do think that the journey to your, I don't know if final union is like the right way to put it, because that makes it seem like there's some end goal or like end destination. And I think that's kind of an illusion, because it's just an ongoing journey that you're on together. But perhaps this is the journey to your desired outcome with your person. I do think that that could be a more long-term thing. I'm hearing several years, like not from now, but well, actually, I don't know if you've met this person or not yet, but from the time that you meet to the time that you reach your like final form, so to speak, or your desired outcome with them, that will take several years, which honestly, it's not that surprising of a message, because let's say, for example, in a romantic connection, from the time you meet to the time you get married, yeah, that's probably going to be a few years. So maybe this is not such a surprising message, but I do think that there will be a need to be patient in order to receive everything that you truly want. Like I said, there's a lot of signs of abundance, probably beyond what you're currently expecting. And again, I feel like you are going to generate a lot of wealth on your own, and so is your person. And then when you come together, that just gets even stronger. I see a lot of beautiful, positive encouragement that you give one another. And I've probably said trust like 18 million times, but I feel like your person really trusts your vision and you really trust their vision. And when you feel trusted by them, that motivates you more and that makes you stronger. And same thing with your person. When they feel trusted by you, that makes them believe in themselves more. And that makes them even more optimistic. So they really value like your opinion on their projects and their life. And I'm sure you value theirs too. And so you do get a lot of support and encouragement from each other. There may be a certain outcome that you both want in your relationship that takes some time, just because of like factors out of your control, some things that are kind of blocking the way forward. And there will be nothing you can do but just be patient and try your best to emotionally detach. So I'll just give one example. It's interesting that I felt called to say that message of like, you're not going to be long distance. I'm not saying everyone who chose this group is long distance. This is just an example, but it would be like, oh, actually, I had friends who this happened to because of the pandemic. They were kind of forced to be long distance for 3 years. So, that is an excellent example of something that is just out of your control. And there's really nothing you can do but be patient and kind of try to detach, right? Because if you're obsessed, like me, I was checking the Japanese immigration website every day. Like, is the border open? Is the border open? Don't be like me. Or I don't know, do be like me. I can't tell you what to do. But the King of Swords seems to suggest that you try to emotionally detach from the situation, because it does kind of seem like something that's out of your control. And honestly, I think you're going to be okay just with how much you trust each other. I think it's going to be fine. So yeah, your energy is coming through as the Ace of Pentacles. So probably when you're coming into this union with your person, you're sort of at the beginning of a new and exciting journey, likely in your career. And your person, I feel like they manifested you with this Lovers card. They're manifesting union with you right now, and it's working. They're definitely on the right path with that. And I think even energetically, you're getting strength and support from them. So finally, let's get some advice for you as you move forward in this connection. I also feel like for however long you need to be patient for your desired outcome, it may feel long while you're waiting, but in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of your relationship, it's not that long. Like, it's only a fraction of your whole time together. And I do think this is someone who's going to be in your life for a very, very long time. We have, okay, this card came out kind of upside down, and it says celebrating simplicity, but my brain read it as celibacy. I think it put like the celeb and then the I don't know how it did that. I read celibacy, so that, I don't know, that could be significant for someone. I am more fulfilled when there is less to manage and maintain. Okay, so a piece of advice for moving forward in this connection is somehow to keep it simple. Don't try to take on too much. Don't try to do too much, or don't force milestones to happen too quickly. Remember that so much of the beauty lies in everything in between the milestones. We have meditate. Everyone has been getting these messages about stillness and rest and meditation. I think that's just important for all of us, especially in today's society. So meditation is important. And I'm just thinking about this message on the Lovers card that says good health. Like, that could be something that really improves your physical health. Something about meditation could be good for your like heart rate. I don't know, maybe if someone has an elevated heart rate, meditation could help to slow it down. Or I don't know if meditation helps blood pressure. I don't know what I'm talking about, but something about improving your blood pressure or your heart rate, something like that seems to be significant. Exercise could also be helpful as well. And the more you do these things that engage your connection with your body, I feel like you'll naturally want to do less and not feel guilty about it, because your body will tell you when enough is enough. I had an experience like that recently where I set a routine for myself and then I watched my body ease into it. And then some things that I had planned for the routine, my body was like, nah, we're not doing this. And I was like, okay, body, we don't need to do that. So your body will tell you what it wants to do and when enough is enough. And maybe it requires a bit of stillness to tune into that. Okay, this fell on the floor, but it says finding balance. Yeah, maybe there's something about not setting a routine or not setting goals for yourself that are too strict or too intense, and taking a more moderate approach. And I don't even know if this is advice for the connection. I think this is just advice for you. But I could see how being very overwhelmed and overworked and trying to do too much could put a strain on the relationship and your ability to be present in it. So yeah, but all the groups so far have been getting these messages about like slow down, rest, relax. So I think a lot of us just need these messages right now. And look what's at the bottom. Stop and let it all grow around you for a little bit. And this is such a beautiful message for someone who's generating wealth, because you don't have to be constantly working in order to generate wealth. Just like you don't have to constantly be working to grow a plant. It takes work to like plow the field and plant the seed and water it, but then also part of it is just letting it be and letting it do its thing. So maybe there's a limiting belief to address there of like, in order to experience consistent growth, I need to be consistently working. That's a belief to challenge. Okay, so I am done talking to your person now. Hello, welcome back, group number 3. I'm gonna be talking to you in the extended group number 3. I'm gonna be talking to you about your person, so back to normal. And in the extended, we are going to see, come on, KINO, it's group 3. You know this, you've done it twice already. We are going to see how would your person react to this whole reading that we just did. Have they actually ever gotten a reading about you, or would they ever get a reading about you? Have they experienced any signs or synchronicities pertaining to you or this connection? And if so, what were they? And any significant time frames or places that are relevant to your union or reaching your desired outcome with your person. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, I'm gonna have that link down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment, and I will have the link to the individual reading on Vimeo as well as the link to Patreon. Like I mentioned in the intro, we have the special offer for today's extended reading that you can access it on Patreon with all of the other 113 readings that we have there. So I'll have those both down below. If you're gonna leave the reading here, I want to thank you so much for being here and for allowing me to do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, Patreon, which I just mentioned. Not only do we have all of those exclusive readings already, but we also have 2 new ones every month, and you can choose the topic for those. It's a great time over there. And finally, I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song, and I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your person, your higher selves, to anyone else who may have appeared in this reading directly or indirectly. And I'm sending love to your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number fours. So if you guys chose the Fluorite, which I have right here, this is going to be your reading. As you can see, I've laid out a few different tarot decks. Today I felt called to use a different deck for each part of the reading. By the way, if you'd like to know the full breakdown of today's reading and all the different things that we are going to look at, that is in the intro. I'll put a timestamp down below if you didn't see it and you would like to check it out. But just before we get into it, put yourself in the mind of your person because I'm going to be talking to them for this reading about you. So you are now one with your person. You are your person, and you are receiving this reading about you. Okay. Hello, group number 4's person, and welcome to your reading. So there was a song in my head before I started filming your group, and the title of this song is Sleep No More. So I thought that that could be a message for you. I don't know if you have been having trouble sleeping recently, or maybe your person is. Maybe you both are. You're having sleepless nights, or you're up late at night, awake at the same time. But that was something that came through. And then another message that came through for you intuitively was that it doesn't matter how you tell them. So I feel like there's maybe something you've been wanting to say to your person, but you're not sure what's the perfect time or place or way to say it, what's the perfect wording, or just how to approach it. And it really doesn't matter as much as you might think it does. For example, if you're going to confess your feelings to somebody, if they like you back, they like you back, right? They're gonna be happy you told them. They're gonna accept your feelings warmly. They're gonna wanna be with you. It doesn't necessarily matter what time you told them at, or what day you told them, or what the weather was like, or what exact wording you used, how many, I don't know, exclamation points. Well, maybe don't use a lot of exclamation points because that's weird. And maybe also tell them in person. But maybe I'm destroying my own point. But it doesn't matter as much as you think how you reach out to them, or how you approach them, or how you tell them what's on your mind. Because at the end of the day, they feel the way about you that they feel. And I don't think a whole lot is going to change that. At least that's what I'm picking up on. And honestly, I do feel like they could use a message from you right now, or they could use your warmth, your words right now. They also may be more available than you think. I don't really know what that means. Like maybe you have, I feel like there's this idea of them that you've constructed in your head that is a bit removed from their reality right now. And maybe it's based on a past version of them that you know, or just kind of your mind filling in the blanks. 333 as I'm saying this. The version that you have in your head of this person, I feel is idealized. I'm not saying you put them on a pedestal, but you may see them in a bit of an idealized way and perceive them as less available or less accessible or less approachable than they actually are. It's like the energy of you want to message someone and then you're like, oh, never mind, they're probably too busy, or they probably get a million messages from people. They probably have so many people who want to talk to them. Like, what's a message from little old me gonna do? And they don't have all these other people or other things going, or other options, or whatever you think they have. They're more approachable than you think. That's a message that is coming through. Interesting. So let's get into your cards. And I get a nervous feeling from your person. Like they might be worried about the future right now. Maybe that message of not sleeping well is them. They're doing things to try to feel better, but it's missing the root of the problem. Interesting. They're doing things to feel better, but it's missing the root of the problem. And I'm not saying the things they're doing are bad. Like, for example, let's say they are having trouble sleeping. Maybe they're like improving their diet, or they're meditating, or they're trying to stay off their phone before bed. Like, these are things that are inherently good for you, but that are maybe missing the point of why they can't sleep in the first place. It's something like that. Because I feel like something feels off for them right now, and the root of the problem is emotional or spiritual in nature, and they're trying to solve the problem with physical things, which are all healthy, but just may not be improving the situation. One other thing that I'm seeing as an example is a person who always feels tired and sluggish in the morning. So they take supplements to improve their sleep. They eat a better diet. They go to bed earlier. Like, they're doing all the right things, but they still feel tired and sluggish in the morning. And it's like, it's because you don't want to go to work. It's because you don't like your job. You know what I mean? It's something else. It's something emotional that is making them feel the way they feel. So no amount of supplements or going to bed early is going to fix that. Yeah, I feel like a message from you would just immediately brighten their day. If this is someone you don't know in the 3D yet, even just taking a moment to send them loving energy, that can really help more than you know. Okay, so we're gonna get a couple of cards to represent their energy and their personality. We have the 9 of Pentacles. And we have the 3 of Wands. Okay, both of these animals are very cute to me. Like, all the animals in this deck are lovely, but these two just happen to be very cute to me. So I think that your person does have a personality that you would find very cute and endearing. I'm noticing that this cat its body is round, and this squirrel's tail is also making a round shape. So there could be something round about their features that you find very endearing. For example, they could have round eyes or round cheeks or a round nose, you know, something like that. That is just so like adorable. And these ears are very cute too. They could have cute ears. They could also have a good ear. They could be a good musician or have good hearing or something. They could be clairaudient. I don't know if they're aware of that, but they could be. This cat is making me think of someone who is kind of quiet. They could kind of be on the shy side, but they are actually quite playful and quite silly when they are comfortable. I'm almost getting a fairy-like energy. I hope they would be okay with me saying that. But I'm just seeing this playful, youthful energy that has a little sparkle in their eye kind of thing. A very pure heart. A little bit shy. They could actually be often mistaken for being shy. Extroverts might think that this person is shy, and it's like, I'm not shy, I just don't want to talk to you. Like, I'm not shy, I just don't have anything to say right now. Like, why would I be yapping if I have nothing to yap about? When I feel like talking, I'll talk. Thank you very much. And I think this person is independent. They're very, very capable of being happy on their own, but they do love companionship. They do love to have someone around. So, for example, they could thrive perfectly fine living on their own, but they would just really like to live with someone. They would really like to have someone in their house. Also, I feel like I'm thinking slower and talking slower for this group. That could be a trait of your person. They could be very thoughtful when they choose their words. They could move more slowly. They're not pressed by the demands of a high-paced society of like, hurry up, do more. They're like, you do more. I'm gonna take my time. I don't think this is a person who it's difficult to pressure them into doing something that they don't want to do. Like a cat, you can train a dog pretty easily. It's very difficult to train a cat. I feel like this is a person who cannot be trained because it's like, why should I listen to you? I'm doing my thing and I enjoy it. And there's a lot of things that cats can do if they care to do it. For example, if a cat meets you, they'll remember you for a long time if they care enough to remember you. Or when cats are happy to see you, they sometimes vibrate their tail, but they don't always do that. If they are happy and they care enough to let you know, they will vibrate your tail. So I do really like that about your person because it doesn't seem like they're easily influenced or easily impressionable to care about what everyone else cares about or to follow what society says they should do. They're like, no, I'm just happy doing my own thing. And if you vibe with my energy, then we can hang out together and it will be awesome. And if you don't vibe with my energy, that's okay. I'm not gonna convince you to like my energy. So I do think this person knows their own energy very well and is very protective of it. And yeah, this kind of playful, this beautiful playful energy is coming from them that I really like. This person could be self-employed with the Nine of Pentacles, or that's an aspiration of theirs. Otherwise, I do think they could have a profession or have professional aspirations that are a bit unconventional. I do think that they might have more freedom in their schedule than most other people, or their working hours or just living schedule is a bit different from most people. Like maybe they don't work a 9 to 5, or they don't work a corporate job, or they have irregular shifts, or they work from home, or they choose their own hours. Like there's a bit more of a flexible or free energy to what they do. Maybe they're a freelancer, or like, I don't know what it's called. Like they get hired on contracts. I guess that's also, do freelancers? I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind. I think this person is abundant, or they're on track to manifesting a lot of abundance, but they have no desire to flex their wealth. And they probably don't care that much about luxury or designer items. I think the reason they want to manifest wealth is just to live a comfortable life and have freedom. That's basically it. And I think that they would be very generous with their abundance. I think this is definitely someone who likes to spoil their loved ones, someone who really cherishes their relationships, because when you're always showing up as your authentic self, receiving someone's approval and love means that much more, because you know that they love you for who you really are. And so this person is very good at keeping people away who are not in alignment with them, because they won't even entertain those people. All the people in their life, like they vibe with them, or most of them. If they can help it, they won't, keep someone around that they don't vibe with. Yeah, there's abundance in these cards, I have to say. Like, they're either wealthy or they are well on their way to becoming wealthy. There's feelings of self-employment or passive income or both, or they're in a field where there's a lot of potential for growth, where they could you know, just keep getting promoted again and again, or keep getting a pay raise again and again. There's potential for a lot of growth there. I think that, yeah, this person gets mistaken for being shy. I feel like I even called them shy, but I don't think they are. They're just selective about when they come out of their shell. You know, just because I'm not coming out of my shell right now, it doesn't mean I'm afraid to, or I can't. Maybe I just don't want to. Did you ever think about that? Maybe I like my shell. But yeah, they have no problem being outgoing, being spontaneous. I actually think they like to be adventurous and try new things. Yeah, but it's weird. Like, they just seem to get mistaken for this like shy and reserved person. I don't think they go out of their way to be like, whoa, I'm so outgoing. But they have that little fire in their soul, definitely. They could have, these are very specific astrological placements with these cards. This is Sun in Aries and this is Venus in Virgo. It's not possible to have both of those, but they could have one of them, or they could have Sun in Virgo or Venus in Aries, or just Virgo and Aries placements in general could be significant. But this is how I see their energy. I have to say, I quite like it. Very, just no drama, no BS. This is who I am. What you see is what you get. I also feel something about them is that they treat everybody with the same level of respect. And this will piss off people who are stuck up, because they treat, like, if you have a high position, they're going to treat you with respect. But if you're lower in the hierarchy, they're going to treat you with the same respect. And so some stuck up people up here would be like, where's my special treatment? And they're like, you don't get any. Because they truly see everybody as equal. This is the type of person who they don't look down on anyone, and they also don't put anyone on a pedestal. It's like we're all humans at the end of the day. Okay, so we're gonna get into the 3D and 5D part of the reading now. So for this part, this is the 3D where we talk about their current thoughts and feelings for you. If for whatever reason you feel like this part doesn't apply to you, or you want to skip the 3D message, there's going to be a timestamp down below for that. Okay, so what are their current thoughts and feelings towards you? I feel like they don't know how they feel. They are unsure. They are actively unsure. So it's something that they think about. Like, I'm hearing, what is this person? What does that mean? What are you? What are you? Who are you? Not in like a, I don't know who you are, but in like a, what is this feeling? What are you supposed to be? What are you trying to tell me? What is the meaning of this? Like, yeah, there's a bit of confusion. I'm also hearing the word cyclical. They could go through a cycle of thoughts and feelings pertaining to you, and now they're in the part of the cycle where they're confused. We have the 6 of Wands in reverse. I am going to keep these decks in reverse because they have keywords in both positions. So this 6 of Wands in reverse says, retreat after failure. So I don't know, like, if your person tried to make a move towards you and it didn't work. Retreat after failure. Or fear of failure, where they haven't made a move because they're afraid it won't work. Giving up, lack of confidence egoism, no rewards, lack of achievements, and private. Seems like they're kind of withholding their energy right now from you, either because they think they don't have a chance with you, or you're out of their league, or they kind of lack confidence when it comes to you. And for some of you, this could just be like they could just lack confidence in general when it comes to relationship conquests, I'm hearing. Or it could be maybe they feel that you haven't given them enough to work with. You haven't given them enough information or enough of a green light or something like that. I'm not saying that's true, but that could just be how they're feeling. We have lack of achievements. So maybe they feel like they haven't achieved enough to be worthy of you, or they feel like they haven't proved themselves to you. Maybe, okay, this is for some of you, but they feel like they haven't given you enough of a chance to get to know them. So if they were to make an offer to you right now and you said yes, they feel like that wouldn't be fair to you, because it's like they're making you accept an offer with not enough information. And they want you to know them more fully before they make some kind of offer towards you. There could be a dynamic where they receive a lot of validation from you, or the validation that they do or don't receive from you means a lot to them. How do I describe that? And it's weird because I feel like it's out of character for them, given the things that we just talked about. I'm thinking of the song Heart Attack by Demi Lovato. I don't even really know the exact lyrics, but I feel like the gist of the song is like, I don't care about impressing anyone, I don't care about dressing up, but when it comes to you, you make me want to do all these things. And I feel like there's a bit of that in this dynamic, but there's something about them just deciding on their own that you could validate them or invalidate them. And I'm seeing an example, this is just an example, where you work together and they're like, I'm gonna wear this new outfit to work and I hope that they like it. And then they go to work and you don't say anything, and then they're like, they didn't like my outfit because they just decided in their mind that if you say something, it means that you liked it, and then that's gonna make them feel good. You didn't get that memo. Maybe you did really like it and you just didn't say anything. It's like they decide on their own these things to validate or invalidate your feelings that you might not even know about. I hope that makes sense. I have to say, I'm finding it, maybe this is just a message for some of you, but I'm finding it hard to like distinguish your energies. You're kind of bleeding together, which that does happen. It's not uncommon in a relationship reading for that to happen. It could be like you could mirror each other. You could have similar energies. What are their thoughts and feelings for you currently? We have, Miss Two of Cups in the upright, unified love. Sorry, there's a bit of rubber band on this card. Unified love, partnership, mutual attraction, romantic love, connection, mutual respect, joining forces, close bonds, and unity. And I have that song in my head. I feel so close to you right now. It's a force field. I wear my heart upon my sleeve like a big deal. I haven't listened to that song in a long time. Your love pours down on me, surround me like a... Calvin Harris. I also just saw 2444, in case that is significant to someone. Yeah, this person feels close to you. yeah, they feel close to you. They feel something special with you. They feel a special bond. They feel a special connection. I think you both feel it because I'm having such a hard time like distinguishing your energies. I feel like you're just one energy. You're just one blob together. Yeah, I definitely think the feeling is mutual. And even this Six of Wands in reverse that I just talked about, you might find that you feel the same way about them. Like you might also feel like they're out of your league and you're afraid to make a move, or you might also feel like they have the power to validate you a lot or invalidate you a lot. Let's look at the 5D. So again, if for whatever reason you feel like this 5D part is not going to apply to you, or you would like to skip it, I'm going to have the timestamp down below. But here we are going to look at your energetic and spiritual connection. And here we have Venus in Cancer and Jupiter in Leo, in case that's significant for someone. Okay, so the energetic and spiritual connection. I'm also noticing we have 369. That number came up in a different group as well. 369, that could be significant. Someone could be 39 years old or 26 years old. Someone could be born in 1993. Your energetic and spiritual connection. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. Independence, third-party situations, scandal, gossip, over-partying, no support, solitude, being forced to conform, on time for others. Okay, there's a specific message coming through, and I feel like it's for both of you. I think you are both deeply, that's the word that's coming through, and I'm suddenly feeling emotional. You are both deeply aware of a soul connection that exists. And I think neither of you at this point really know what to do about it. And I feel for you because I feel like this situation is not easy to navigate. And I feel like with this Three of Cups in reverse, and you're really going to have to use your discernment for this one, this Three of Cups in reverse is either saying that you haven't really told anyone what you're experiencing. You don't know how, or you don't even know what you would say, or maybe you feel like you would sound crazy. For others of you, I feel like this Three of Cups could actually be advice of don't tell people, or you don't have to. Maybe that's what it is. Like, but I get it. Like, sometimes being able to talk about it with someone can help you make sense of it. There's this feeling of, I really want to talk about it with someone, but I don't know how. I really want to talk about it, but I feel like I'm going to sound crazy. I feel for this group. I feel like it is a confusing situation. I don't think this is one of those things where it's like, it's simple, just be together. Why are you making it complicated? Like, no, I think it's a complicated situation, or it's a confusing situation. Why? Because this is about your souls. So I want to know why. I wonder if they'll tell us why your souls chose this journey, or why your souls chose for things to be this way. Ten of Wands in reverse. Delegation, release, taking a break, finally saying no, freedom, and lightening the load. Again, I feel like you'll need to use your discernment with these messages. I feel like there could have very well been a timeline where you didn't find each other in this lifetime. So I do think that you've had other lifetimes with this person before, with this soul before, I should say. And there could have very easily been a timeline where you didn't find each other, and yet you did. This is hard to interpret. There's a sense of things in this lifetime are not necessarily set up for you to easily come together, because maybe you weren't supposed to find each other, or like I'm hearing like we didn't think you were gonna find each other. That's impressive. Like, I'm sorry, we didn't set it up because we didn't think you were gonna find each other. Like, that wasn't meant to be one of these lifetimes. It's maybe you don't come together in every lifetime, but you either like stubbornly wanted to, or you just bumped into each other, or the force was too strong. Like, look at this energy happening between these hands. Like, you might have underestimated how strong your pull towards each other was, and thought that you could incarnate at the same time and not find each other, but it was too strong, and you did find each other. And I'm seeing, this is so strange, I'm seeing an example of like you're going to someone's house, and let's say, this is such a weird example. You're taking a flight to go to someone's house, and you are going to be so delayed. Your flight is really delayed. So the person at their house is like, okay, I probably don't need to like cook dinner or make the bed because there's no way they're getting here tonight. And then suddenly you're showing up at their door and they're like, what the fuck? Like, how did you get here? I'm so sorry. I don't have any food prepared for you. I didn't make the bed because I thought there's no way you would get here. And you're like, well, I'm here. Okay, let me hurry up and put something together. It's like your higher selves or your spiritual team, I don't know who this is, but it's like, we didn't think you were actually gonna manifest each other or find each other, but you did. Holy crap, like it's a testament to how strong your bond is that you like sniffed each other out across this beautiful, vast planet. But it almost feels like, oh, okay, like, are we doing this? And we have to figure out how to make it work as we go. So I feel for you that this is confusing. And I do feel like you're kind of, when it comes to how you come together, I think you would be building it as you go. I don't think I've ever gotten a message like this before. And I don't know if this is resonating, but if you feel like this is confusing, this is hard, yes, it's because it is. I don't want to gaslight you of like, if you really want it, you'll find a way over the obstacles. What are you waiting for? Just do it. The only obstacles are in your mind. Like, I don't want to say some message like that right now. Okay. So that's very interesting. Let's see what your highest potential is. have the King of Swords and we have the Knight of Swords. Oh my goodness. So, you know, I like to see these cards after we've been talking about confusion, and I was relieved as soon as I saw the King of Swords, because you know who's confused in tarot? Not the King of Swords. He's probably the least confused person. He's the king of mental clarity. He's the king of the truth. He's the king of decisiveness. Throughout this reading, I was hearing some crows cawing outside. I don't know if the video picked them up, but I was kind of hearing them in the background. I didn't mention them. I think I don't know, maybe I didn't want to lose my train of thought, but now that I'm seeing the crow on this card, I do feel like crows could be significant, and I do think that there's beings you can ask for help, because I mean, there always is a way. Maybe hard to see, but there always is a way. And maybe there's a spirit guide or a pass on loved one who's ready to help you. This is making me feel very, very emotional when I talk about this. So I do wonder if you have like a loved one on the other side who wants to help you on this journey, and in general is just wanting to connect with you. But yes, like I was saying, I feel like the King of Swords represents victory over this confusion. And I feel like this is like I'm hearing the awakening or the enlightenment to end all confusions. So this situation, yes, might be very confusing or complicated, but if you figure it out, you can kind of apply it to anything. If you can figure this out, you can figure anything out. Because the key will work in many doors. It's like you came to this earth without the key, but you came with the knowledge of how to make it. And if you make that key and open this door, you can use that key in other doors. It's like some knowledge, some wisdom that you implement here. A secret that you implement here. And then things accelerate. Those of you who chose this group, this may be a connection that has kind of stagnated for a long time. Even if you haven't met in the 3D yet, it's like that state of not knowing each other in the 3D maybe has persisted for a long time, despite you're wanting to meet, or getting closer together or coming into union has persisted for a long time. And I feel like it would be so annoying for me to say right now that this is a blessing in disguise, but this is teaching you how to make a key. I'm talking like a metaphorical or like metaphysical key. This message is getting weird, I'm sorry, but this situation is teaching you how to make a master key for anything that you desire. It's teaching you how to make a master key for anything you desire. And isn't that the greatest gift that you could give to someone you love? You really need to stay above the illusions and remember that this one lifetime is just that. It's just one lifetime. And at the end of the day, you're here to learn. And I think you and your person didn't come to fuck around. And the greatest gift you could give each other is knowledge and a key to freedom and a key to manifesting whatever you desire. I just heard I put myself behind the key because I knew that you would make the key if you knew that it led to me. I really hope this is making sense. That's how I got you to make the key, by hiding behind it. You're on some other dimension, this group. Okay, so let's get into your journey to union, or your journey to your desired outcome. So we're gonna pull a card to represent you. King of Pentacles. Generous, professional, responsible, practical. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. The Midas touch. You are about to absolutely thrive and flourish in the material world with your gifts, with your talents. You're about to absolutely thrive. A lot of hard work that you've put in over many years is about to pay off in a major way. That may look like an overnight success to some, but you know that it was a long time coming. A card to represent your person. We have the Five of Swords. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation. Review everyone's motives. It almost feels like your person is going to find you through an accident. Something that they do by accident, or something that they do by mistake. They also might, take this if it resonates, but they might tell white lies to get closer to you. Even if this could be like calling in sick when they're not really sick, or lying on their resume. Okay, like not like actual, like you're a liar and you're hurting people, not like that vibe, but you know, just little embellishments, embellishments of the truth. Oh, is my name not on the guest list? I could swear, like, I don't know what I'm, just little things like that to get closer to you. You both have the same qualifications to be this King of Earth. I just feel like you got there before them, and they're gonna find you by meeting you here, by reaching your level. And they're in a bit of a fake it till you make it kind of energy. Okay, so I'm gonna pull a card to represent your union as well. We have the Ten of Earth. Okay, so this union, this desired outcome is promised to you in the long term, or perhaps even forever. If you want forever with this person, or if you want a long-term future with this person, it's yours. Sorry, I keep pausing. I'm like having little burps coming up. A very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. So you could very well build a family with this person, or build a team with them. You could build an empire with them. A long-term prosperous future is secured for you. I also just saw 4433. Those are the numbers of the Emperor and the Empress. Your genders don't matter, but the Emperor and the Empress go together. They are divine counterparts, which I mean, I think we figured that out by now. But I think the energy has been kind of weird in this connection. Weird as in, not the vibes between you are weird, just making sense of it has been confusing. And I think that when it all grounds in this physical 3D reality, it's going to be a lot easier to understand. And I also think just the way things are now, you maybe kind of have to be in the 5D or be on other planes of consciousness to really engage with this connection and feel the truth of it. And I feel like in the future, you won't have to do that, because it'll be right here on Earth in front of you. and you won't have to think about the 5D and think about all that stuff anymore. Okay, so finally, we are going to get some messages of advice for you as you move forward in this connection. We're going to get some oracle cards and ask your spirit guides for advice. Embracing worthiness. Okay, so a piece of advice for you moving forward in this connection is embracing your worthiness. That makes a lot of sense with the Six of Wands in reverse. You don't need to give your person so much power to validate or invalidate you. I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. Okay, from our next deck, we have touch. Physical touch, perhaps? Physical touch, being together in person. Physical touch could be an important love language for you or your person or both of you. This card could be representing like a desire that you have to touch them or just to be like physically present, or a desire that they have. If you have met this person before and had moments of physical, whether it was like physical intimacy, if it's that kind of relationship, or physical touch, physical contact or affection, I feel like that was really powerful. Even the way these hands are touching with the lightning, it feels like something gets activated when there's physical contact. Any times you have in the past or any times you will in the future, something gets activated. I do feel like there's a strong desire on both sides to be physically like with each other, even if that's just like being together in the same space. And I wonder if visualizing that or leaning into that longing could be helpful. If you are in contact with this person, I also think just letting them know that you're there will be helpful. Making your presence known or making your presence visible. Okay, and let's get one last card for your advice, or two. I feel like most of the groups got two cards of this. Listen quietly. Everyone is getting this kind of message today of like, be still, listen, quiet your mind, rest. Like every group is getting this message. So I think we all need to hear this. And we have emerge. So if you listen quietly, something will emerge. Yes, like this is, I mean, it's bound to happen, right? When something is confusing, what does your brain do? It wants to make sense of it. So it starts doing calculations in its head. It starts looking for the answers. And I feel like this is definitely one of those things where the answer will come not from your mind, but from your soul. And so if your mind is like doing all these gymnastics and doing backflips trying to find the answer, you're not going to see you're not going to see what your soul is saying or hear what it's trying to tell you. And I'm seeing this example of, I'm seeing a stage, and the stage is like black. And then there's a person standing on the stage dressed in black, and they are playing an instrument very, very skillfully. Next to them on the stage is someone dressed as a clown and doing cartwheels all over the place. No matter how much you want to focus on this talented person, your eyes are going to go to the clown, because the clown is doing the most and being outrageous and taking up a lot of space. Like, your attention is going to go there because it's more flamboyant. And that's your mind in this situation. Your mind that is trying to do all these calculations to make sense of a confusing situation is like the clown on the stage. And your soul is like the person dressed in black, blending in with the rest of the stage and just calmly standing there. No gimmicks, no theatrics, just playing their instrument. Like a heavenly, in a heavenly way. So it takes focus, takes discipline to not let your attention go to the clown. And I say that with love, and I'm not saying that you're a clown, but I'm saying that the brain, we all have this like monkey brain that won't shut up. So it's hard sometimes. It's hard to listen quietly to your soul, but that's where the answers will emerge from. I was imagining like a person in a black turtleneck playing the saxophone, in case you were wondering. But anyway, so I'm done talking to your person now. I'm going to talk to you, group number 4, and I'm going to be talking to you in the extended as well. We are going to see what your person would think of this whole reading that we just did. Have they ever actually gotten a reading about you, or would they ever get a reading about you? Have they experienced any signs or synchronicities pertaining to this connection? And if so, what were they? And any significant time frames or places pertaining to coming into union or moving towards your desired outcome with your person. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me in the extended, that is going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment of this video. And I will have the link to the individual reading on Vimeo as well as the link to Patreon, where for the special offer that we have today, you can access, not just today when this goes up, but like for this reading, you know what I mean? You can access this extended reading as well as the 113 other readings that we have over on Patreon, plus 2 new ones every month. So thank you very much. And if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we now have over, like I just said, over 113 to be exact, timeless exclusive readings, plus 2 new ones every month. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your person, your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.